What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Avengers Doomsday. So as you know, there's been a lot of real leaks for this movie so far via someone flying a drone over where they are filming, which isn't actually in London, it's just outside of London, but I understand why people keep referring to it as London. Lads, it's not technically London at all. So, today's video, we're going to go over these alleged leaks for the movie. Some are interesting. You may have seen, you know, the X-Men ones, which, are they real? Let me know down below. We're going to talk about this in this video, because if they are, it's very telling, but if they're not, it's also very telling. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. Could subscribe to the channel. Really helps the channel out massively. Let us know everything that you think down below about what is going on with these alleged leaked sets, the set leak videos, the set leak pictures of people on set, but they're not really on set, but they're trying to make them look like they're on set. And also, follow us on Instagram at Warstu, because I've got a channel over there where I can post these kind of things a lot easier and a lot better, because YouTube is very stringent in terms of what you can and can't actually post. So there's been a lot to cover when it comes to these leaks. I'm not going to cover every single set image or stuff like that, but we will accumulate a bunch in the video. So the most realistic and real source so far when it comes to leaked images is Unbox PhD. Why? Because this is an account. They also have a YouTube channel. Check them out, where they do lots of different film sets, Supergirl movie, House of Dragons, Avengers Doomsday, so on and so forth. They're not a random account that's just appeared out of nowhere, right? They've got a good track record, because you can actually physically see a drone is flying over the sets. Now, technically in the UK, as long as they're filming outside in a public space, technically you are allowed to do it, although it is technically also a bit of a grey area, because generally flying a drone into a movie set in a public space, in some places requires permission from that local authority or who owns the land, right? Because they do have to comply to the CAA regulations. Whilst it's not inherently illegal to fly over private property, doing so without the owner's consent could be classed as trespassing, but not really, because no one owns the airspace that low down. So it's a massive grey area of how they get around this kind of stuff. So if you notice, when the Deadpool and Wolverine set, we didn't cover them, right? Because actually paying to use footage that someone randomly just filmed with a drone, no thanks. I know other YouTube channels did that, but we did. And, you know, they had the Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph and all that stuff were like, you know, technically bought the rights and stuff like that, right? So that's how you know it's official, but still, it's not technically their property, right? But in this case, the images that people were hyperbolic and going on about, the X-Men ones, right? They just look very sus, but we'll get back onto that in a minute. So Unbox PhD recently said they are building a spaceship on set. And then he quote tweeted someone saying, only one of the images below somewhat resembles a spaceship for Avengers Doomsday, right? Which is interesting, because Doom may have his own, you know, Doom ship, or there's been lots of different spaceships in the MCU, haven't there? Especially in Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a helicarrier, there's just so many in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let's go over what people actually think is true. So a few days ago, right, we get an image of Wong and we get an image of James, aka Cyclops, right? And then we get another image the day after of Cyclops and Magneto. Do you not think this is very sus, right? Because although the quality could be potato, right, this is physically someone flying a drone over a set, right? But they're not actually on set, but they have their set costumes on in both of them. Wong kind of looks like he's got his, you know, outfit on that he wears in the movie he's appeared in. But to me, it's very suspicious, because they're very clear images, where if you look at the Unbox PhD, you know, set leak videos that they posted, right, with Supergirl and what looked like Jason Momoa Lobo on set, they weren't very clear. They were so out of focus. Now, yes, I understand. Obviously, they're coming so far out and they actually have to zoom in, because when they take these shots, they're not actually that close. But, you know, with technology, you have 4K, you have 8K, you have insane zoom on an iPhone 16 Pro and a Samsung Ultra 25 Plus, that, you know, images should be much better than that. So, and also, to me, I mean, I'm just putting it out there because I don't think either of these images are real. But just look at the body positioning, look at the lighting. look at his hands. You know, James, aka Cyclops' hands are so out of place. And even if you look at Ian at Magneto, and his whole body looks off. It looks like it's been cropped in. Also, yeah, I know anybody can make a Twitter account. It was also posted on a random Twitter account. But also, the Geeky Cast did some digging, right? And obviously, we can never know the timeline of anything. But, you know, Ian McKellen, who plays Magneto, you know, he's a legend in this country. I mean England, right? Was pictured at events with a beard, right? So and then I read the comments on the Twitter post. Yeah, but these images were taken the other day and Ian McKellen wasn't on set then. Okay, so they're on set, but they're not actually on set, but they're talking, you know, at least in the one and Jane's picture, which is fake, you can see the trailer in the background. So in the Magneto and Cyclops one, people are trying to make out it's real. Now, it doesn't really matter if it's real or not, because it's almost like it's marketing, right? And that's part of movies now, is, you know, leaked set photos, part of marketing. Just remember No Way Home days, where we literally had 4K images of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and people still thought they were fake. Now, to me, if you can't reverse search for the image on Google, right? If it doesn't come up with anything, I mean, it actually comes up with the origin post of where it was posted on Twitter. To me, it looks like it's a combined AI and it's a combined of someone being good in Photoshop. But if you just take it in Photoshop yourself and zoom in, it looks so transparent. It really does. And I've had a lot of people send me this going, yo, what's going on here? X-Men versus the Avengers. Okay, Kevin Feige's already debunked that, but he hasn't really debunked it. Because he's just like, no, the movie's going to focus on the Wakandians, the Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts, and the Avengers going up against Doom. And that, you can't get 2.5 hours of that happening. That can't be the whole plot for 2 hours. So yes, there probably will be some sequences of the Avengers going against the X-Men. But it is interesting because famous people get pictured everywhere. So Ian McKellen was pictured at Bethany Green event, Sydney Street E1 earlier today, where a community war memorial was unveiled. Many residents invited, intending in Berlin. Officers met the one and only Sir Ian McKellen, who was in town there. So you're trying to tell me that the images that came out on the same day were from the previous day. Now, I think it's cool that people are posting and talking about this kind of stuff, but come on, lads and ladettes, do better. Don't just jump on a video or jump on a TikTok or jump on a YouTube reel or jump on an Instagram reel because you see a picture and you want to put a video out fast. Do some digging, right? To me, it tells me both images are fake because it's almost to me like they've tried to make it look real, but they've also tried to make it look like it's a fake leak, so you don't say, oh, it's too good quality, it can't be true. And also, you've got to understand, right? Why is it only mainly James in these images and X-Men? I mean, there's a hell of a lot of people on that list. There was 27 people, 25 on that list. Why is James in all of them? Is he the only one filming? And also, why is there no actual leaked image or video clip of them filming outside in the set piece they built outside? Because most of the stuff they are trying to hide is going to be filmed inside a sound stage. And that stuff can't leak unless it's a controlled leak like the, you know, No Way Home stuff that came in from inside the set. That only leaked because someone inside the movie set actually took that picture. So all I'm saying is, cool story, bro. If people want to cover this kind of stuff, it's great, right? Yeah, we can all build the hype for Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. I want the Marvel YouTube community to be hyped, to be absolutely huge like it was back in 2019. But come on, lads, just do a bit of due diligence. You don't have to jump on it straight away, do you? No, because the movie comes out at the moment, over a year away, right? They're filming for months. You're going to get images like this every single day. So we will cover them. Not every single one, but we'll let them build up and we'll post when there's enough to break them down and see what's going on. But yeah, sure, that film set could be anything. Could be X-Mansion, could be literally anything. Anyone's guess is as good as anyone's guess. Having a higher, you know, view count or having a higher follow count means nothing, right? Unless you're working on the set, you're all on the same level. So let me know down below, guys. Are they real? Are they not real? In case they are real, and because whoever took it, if it is real, could copyright claim. So I'm not even going to put the image in said video. I'll put it on the Instagram channel and it's all over Twitter so you can find it yourself. So, like always, guys, thank you very much. You know, we're gaining more subscribers than we usually do at the moment, which is freaking cool. Try my best to not just be boring and cover Marvel. Trying to cover Marvel, DC, Monsterverse, Kaiju, and other stuff, but it's really hard to cover everything. It's just me and editor Warstu. So like always, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.